Good afternoon.
Hello. What? What's so
Okay,
funny?
I gotta do this first.
I don't know what he's doing.
What do you mean?
What are you doing?
I'm sharing something.
Uh, our friends aren't here yet. Let me get some extra barking today. You might see a face pop up too.
A face?
Yeah, behind us.
Okay, hello everyone.
You gotta move that.
What? We gotta click this on, see?
Oh,
That's why. See if I can move this for you. Joanne is here. Joanne, still, still a teacher. Oh, I don't think I can move it. Hello everyone. Monday? Is it Monday?
it's Monday. I know we lost track of days.
Oh boy. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hello, everyone. What a day.
Lazy day
Hi,
today.
Julie.
Woke up to snow.
Snow. It feels weird. It feels like Christmas is coming.
God, don't say that.
Good day. Yeah, what a day. Really drabby. Actually, today was a really blah day for us. We
Mm.
actually didn't feel great either. We had like
Headache this morning.
headachy, and you know what? Even when you get a headache, you start freaking out. So, but we didn't have any wine last night, so we couldn't blame it on the alcohol. So I think it could be just the pressure of the air. You know, when you get this rain weather, it kind of affects you. But
And the
so
tension.
we're trying to blow it out with coffee right now.
I'm on tea today. Right now,
Tea.
I have a tea.
So big news coming out today that we're gonna be shutting down or
Aw, that's sweet, Diane. Thank
only
you.
only yeah, better than the news. But they are shutting down. Well, they're only, what is it?
Essential services are only going to be open.
Right,
And officially, they have the list coming out tomorrow.
tomorrow. But I was in a debate whether or not the liquor stores should close or not. And now that's, people obviously, like think of the most important things first. But the thing is, there seriously though, there is a lot of people that do depend on alcohol, and seriously, there is a lot of people that do have drinking problems out there, and the thought of them not getting alcohol would be tremendous. And someone said that there's a lot of doctors and hospitals treat people, that are trying to kick off alcohol. So who knows? Which my slurp that this
Don't
is
slurp.
that makes it real.
No, you don't need to slurp. That's just wrong.
I need this coffee. I've only had 3 today. So yeah, so who knows what essential services? I guess, I guess in a sense, but they said restaurants would stay open that do pickup
Delivery.
delivery.
I
So
don't. I
that's an
don't think.
essential service.
I don't think.
Picking up food.
I don't think you can pick up.
By the way, if you got more updated knowledge, and feel free to chime in and give your 2 cents on this. But yeah, it's just basically our whole 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock is an open discussion of all kinds of stuff. So yeah, essential services. So now we're going to really find out what essential services are. But
I'm sure they're different for everybody.
so we did have a little bit of a panic when we heard that, and we went and ordered 10 pounds of coffee for ourselves. So we will get 10 pounds of
Mark's just
coffee.
afraid of me. If I haven't
You
had
know what
coffee,
Lisa's like when she doesn't get her coffee. Hold on, I gotta make an adjustment here.
I'm not that bad.
Oh, skip the dishes. Yeah. Actually, I saw Skip the Dishes driver at Best Buy. When I was at Best Buy the other day, there was a Skip the Dishes guy coming out with, I guess he's delivering food to
Oh,
them.
they're probably super busy right now.
Tip the Skip. Yeah, it's crazy. And you start thinking, like I was thinking the other day, because I'm involved with a lot of people that play music, musicians doing photography, and also other things with musicians. And And at first I was like, oh, these people can't play. But then you start to think about how many people, all of us right now, are at the point where we're going to be struggling at some point. We're all in this together, and that's why we're here. We're one big happy
Enough with
family.
the struggling part. This is supposed to be
Well,
happy time.
but we're keeping it real, and we're all, we're here to help everyone talk about things. And I think you know what? It's one thing to know that there's, you know, oh, we're not going to talk about it. It's not good, but you still need to talk about it. You need to bring it out in the open, and the more you talk about it, the more comfortable you're going to get with it. I firmly believe that. So we're gonna continue talking about a little bit of it. I talked to a friend today, Julian Taylor. We had a little bit of a deep discussion this morning about this whole topic. He is a DJ over at 106.5. If you're looking for a really good radio station in Toronto that has an awesome mix, tune into 106.5. They're an Indigenous radio station, and Julian goes on from 3 to 7. He is also an incredible singer-songwriter out of Toronto, so check that out. Yeah, I bet there's a lot of people
Why
shopping.
would you bring your whole family?
Oh.
Send one person out. That's just
well, the
ridiculous.
thing is, here's the thing. So they said tomorrow at midnight they're closing all the stores? Like it goes in tomorrow?
11:59
Tuesday? Okay, so that means tomorrow is going to be like freaking Christmas Eve.
It's going to be nuts. Yeah.
It's going to be absolutely crazy.
People are going to go into panic mode. This grocery stores is an essential service. They're going to leave grocery stores open, so there's no need
But
to
it's just
panic.
the silliness that's going to go on with it. If people could just go in and get what they need and get out, fantastic. I think it's just
Keep your
be
distance.
smart. But you know what? Hey,
Don't touch your face.
we all know there's a bunch of idiots out there.
Don't believe everything you read online.
That's right. And I mean, hey, we're in 11:59 tomorrow, or tonight is it? It's tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow, Tuesday.
Yeah. Well, listen, we said this before, and Lisa and I are both very fortunate because we do not have any young kids with us at home. It's a lot easier for us to deal with, and we understand that, and we can only imagine what it's like if we think back to when we had 4 kids living here when they were young, what it would have been like. I mean, it was tough on a good day. It was tough.
Really
It was tough on a good day when you had a paycheck coming in. It was tough with the kids. I mean, the stuff we went through raising those kids was incredible. I mean, I went from having a job to going self-employed because it was something we felt we had to do, but that was crazy times. Crazy times. So but yeah, wee ones and teen struggle. Yeah, well, the thing is, the problem you're going to have is keeping the little ones busy and keeping the older ones not busy. Because you know what? They're going to start telling you all this stuff. Oh, I want to go to my friends. Oh, my friend hasn't gone out, and their parents don't have it, and all that. That's what happens. So
yeah, I'm very glad that
I'm not singing any Blue Rodeo. You know, Jen, the last time I played the guitar and actually did something in front of a mic was actually not that long ago, but no, I might practice one up, but I just don't have the desire.
Hi, Melissa.
So, going down our list. So what I did today, while Lisa was sleeping on the couch.
Is Mom here? Oh, not yet.
I was working on a music video. I shot video in the summer of a festival in Oshawa, the Crossing Point Festival, and I have some footage of an amazing singer-songwriter guitar player out of, he's in Ottawa now, but he was out of the Bowmanville area before, Rory Talon. So I am working on one of his songs right now called Warmest Regards, and I've almost finished it. I've sent him a message. I haven't heard back from him yet. He's probably doing other stuff, but I'm hoping that we can throw it out there tomorrow, release it. It's a fantastic song. His performance is stellar, and I'm really excited about it. It's a great song. So hopefully we can release that tomorrow. Maybe release it right after tomorrow's show or something. I'll be talking to him. And my friend from India called today, Eric Shaw. And he says hi to everybody.
I was having my lunch. Mark made me avocado toast this morning.
Prompts.
And he comes running in the living room all excited. You have to record this. You have to record it. He was so excited. You would have thought he was a kid at Christmas. when his friend Eric Shaw called him today.
Yeah, I had one of those calls. It was from New York on my phone, and it was one of those guys telling me that I have committed 7 offenses with the CRA. And the crazy part about this, the same guy, well, he sounded exactly the same, but he used the same name, Eric Shaw, and he gave me the exact same badge number when he called me before. When he called me before, I was in Home Depot. And when I was in Home Depot, I was in the line, and I put it on speakerphone, and I talked to this guy,
He
and
was
it
giving
was
you a second chance, and you
unbelievable.
made him
And
hang
so,
up on you
anyways, I
again.
posted it on Facebook, but at the end, I think I had him second guessing, and we started talking about the coronavirus, and I called him out because I could hear other people in his office talking. I said he wasn't 6 feet away from the phone, but it was a lot of fun. I love that. So, I was just lucky that I was.
To any telemarketers,
Call me, call me, call me. I love telemarketers. So yeah, this could be the last our last day to get groceries. Well, not groceries,
not
coffee.
groceries.
But is coffee essential? I think it is.
Well, to some, I guess it is.
Because it's a grocery, is it not? If you roast coffee,
I don't know.
I mean, I think it's essential.
I'm not.
If you have a little roaster and you're doing it right. Like,
Well, I guess we'll find out tomorrow.
yeah. So, anyways, we're going to find that out. But we were able to get extras. So, we could put some together. So, I have some stuff. What's going on?
She said, "Did you tell him he owed you money?"
Yeah. Poor Eric Shaw. Unbelievable. You got this really thick Indian accent, and your name's Eric Shaw. That's really good. So I pulled some stuff out. So we're I've got some funny things here. I want to. Oh, do you guys know the only letter that does not appear in the periodic table? The only letter. All you this is science for you guys, homeschoolers. The only letter that doesn't appear in the periodic table is the letter J. The letter J.
Do you know why that is?
Well, I guess they never got around to using it yet. Maybe they just don't like J's. I think these are true, but if a polar bear and a grizzly bear mate, their offspring is called a pizzy bear. But that might be true. This is not a joke.
Are these actual facts?
It's true.
No.
It's true. Yes, and there was a really interesting one I saw. Do you know the only two countries that you can't buy Coca-Cola in? Do you know? The only two countries you can't buy a Coca-Cola. One's pretty obvious, I think. North Korea is one.
Okay.
But the other one is Cuba.
Really?
You can't buy Coca-Cola in Cuba, apparently, according to my list. I haven't fact-checked this, guys.
You didn't do a fact check?
Did you know more people visit France than any other country? That's hard to believe. But I guess the tower, right?
I don't know.
Eiffel Tower.
Nobody's visiting now.
Francais.
Daniela said Korea.
Korea. North Korea.
Hillary.
North Korea. I don't think anyone's visiting anywhere right now. Soon you won't be able to get a Coca-Cola anywhere. So we got some birthdays on this day. Who's having a birthday? For you hockey fans out there, and I can't believe it. I mean, I don't watch sport. It doesn't bother me one bit, but I haven't seen anybody complaining online about not watching sports. I think we just realized how pathetic sport is today. Martin Brodeur is 47 today. Martin Brodeur. And guess who's 58? George Clooney. Can you think of any George Clooney movies off the top of your head? Can't, can you? Oceans. He was in the Oceans movies, wasn't he? Yep. Oh, JF's here from France, and he knows that all the people visit France. Tony Blair, England's former prime minister.
It's Cooper's birthday. Melissa's dog.
Oh, your dog's name's Cooper?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make sure I didn't call someone. So Cooper's birthday today. So Melissa's dog. So you should do like that thing, Romper. Remember what was the show here they had? Polka Dot Door, where they do the birthdays. Don't they say? Or I see Hillary today. Remember that? And I see, and remember, you would sit in front of the TV when I was a kid, we had romper room, and we would sit in front of the TV, and she would get out this like it was like a see through, like a ring thing, like a mirror with the mirror taken out, like you hold it, and they would look through it, and she would say, "I see," and she would name off randomly like
Oh, yes,
seven
yes.
names or so. And when you heard your name, you actually thought when you were this little kid that this woman actually saw you through the TV. You were so excited.
I don't remember which show it was.
Oh, the good old days. Bob Seger is 74 today. 74. Play school? No, it was Romper Room, I think, wasn't it? And then Polka Dot Door was the American. Romper Room was the British, and then the English had, or the Canadian or the American or whatever had. But we used to watch Rocket Ship 7, and he used to do that. He used to do the birthdays. You could write into Rocket Ship 7. Commander Tom.
Was it Mr.
Commander Tom.
Dress Up used to do birthdays?
Mr. Dress Up, did he?
I
No,
think
I don't
so.
think so.
I think he did.
No, he didn't do
Somebody
birthdays.
had a birthday box, and they'd
A
pull
birthday
out
box?
birthdays.
Hey. Bob Seger is 74 today. Good old Bob Seger. Willie Mays, baseball player, 88. And Naomi Scott. Naomi Scott. Jasmine in Aladdin, she's 26. Rudolph Valentino. Sexual legend, they call him. Sexual legend? Wouldn't it say, like, who wrote this crap out? Orson Welles' birthday today. Well, if you're still alive.
Heartbroken women lined the streets of his funeral procession.
Rudolph. There was a song. Who knows the song that was Rudolph Valentino? Who sang that song? Rudolph Valentino. Dress Up had a tickle trunk. I'm sure he did. Polka Dot Door, Mr. Dress Up. Yeah. I have stashed away. We have 2 drawings of Mr. Dress Up that he drew, and autographed.
Yeah, they're upstairs.
Yeah, upstairs, hanging on the wall, aren't they?
Yeah.
Are they still hanging on the wall?
Yeah, for now.
We got Mr. Real Julie. It's 4:00 and there's kids watching. It was a tickle trunk, I think. So, Ben and Jerry's has an online flavor graveyard for their 10
Jeez.
discontinued ice cream flavors.
You wouldn't want to be eating that one right now.
Graveyard. Oh, man. Yeah, I know. You start, when things like this happen, everyone tries to get all kind of, what is it? Not sensitive, but they try to get more politically correct in times like this. You don't want to say the wrong thing to somebody, right? Like, the Friendly Giant. Yeah, Friendly Giant.
I remember him. Which
What
one
was-
had the puppet?
The puppet.
Yeah, there was a puppet.
Wow, that
And
was
a
Mr. Dress
castle.
Up.
No, the puppet and the castle.
That was Captain Kangaroo.
No, that wasn't Captain Kangaroo.
He had a puppet, but he had the giraffe.
No, he would
and a
come
castle.
out of the
He
castle.
That was Captain
and
Kangaroo.
he'd open up the castle gate or drawbridge.
Captain Kangaroo.
Giant.
The Friendly Giant. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I used to watch Mr. Dress Up, and I always thought, as I got older, I was watching it too, because my sister used to watch Mr. Dress Up. Look way up. Yeah, Mr. Dress Up, and I remember Mr. Dress Up. I used to get a kick out of it because I thought that Mr. Dress Up and Finnegan, there was a lot of sarcasm between them. And I think the puppet, whoever worked the puppet for Finnegan, really didn't get along well with Mr. Dress Up. That was my impression when I was younger, because I always thought there was a lot of shots and jabs.
As a kid?
But Sesame Street was the best.
Yeah.
Sesame Street was good.
I think that's still on.
It still goes, but they changed the song though.
Oh yeah, because now everything's.
But they changed. Well, they changed. No, they changed the song, just more upbeat. They made it more dancey and Casey and Finnegan. Well, I guess Finnegan didn't talk, did he? It was just Casey that talked. So it must have been Casey. Was Casey a boy or a girl? Yeah, Casey and Finnegan.
It doesn't matter now. Could be either or.
That's right. Speaking of genders, this is really interesting because I was working on a little bit of stand-up material before, and I've been writing all this stuff down. And one of the things I came up with is today this millennial generation. They're big into this gender identification, and they're very protective of people's rights and genders and stuff like that. And so am I. I'm all for it too. But the interesting thing is, when they get pregnant and they're having a kid, they have a gender reveal party. And then they either pick a boy or a girl.
Well, they don't pick. It's already either
Well, you're
or.
picking because when the child is 10, the child really starts to determine his gender. But you're calling them a boy or a girl. But according to this whole gender thing, you could be one of like up to 70 something genders. Bert and Ernie for president. Ebert. Ebert. Can you do Ernie?
No.
Oh, that'd be good. We should work on that. Hey, Bert.
Mm.
Well, that's Kermit the Frog. No, that was Ernie. Oh, no. Bert was like,
doing.
Hey, Ernie. Hey, Bert.
You can do both. There you go.
Oh, yeah, Ernie. There was a lot of like, remember all that scandal stuff where they said Bert and Ernie were gay? Remember all that? All that came out. They said they were a gay, like they were a gay couple on Sesame Street. Holy moly! So
somebody closed a car door.
The dogs, as you can see, we're in a wet snowstorm. And the dogs have gone off the edge because we told the dogs don't let anybody in. We're under quarantine. So they love it. They think this is great. So if they hear something outside, they want to scare everybody off.
The two loudest are the two smallest.
So it'll settle down. They'll go back to their posts. The edge of the couch.
Their corners. They're
Everything
on
is
guard.
good.
They are on guard. There
It's
go.
the little ones that start it all too, eh?
Yeah, Yuki has the highest pitched bark ever.
Oh,
you can hear
man.
her even before
For
you
a
get out of your
small
car.
dog. It's like smoke
She's 8
detector
pounds,
kind of.
8 pounds of ear piercing.
Knock. Yeah, don't. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't knock at our house.
You don't come in here with a ringtone that's a doorbell. That's for sure. I'm gonna do some more of these. You keep going. I'm gonna find some good ones. Oh, here's one. This is interesting. The average American child receives $3.70 per tooth from the tooth fairy.
Oh, jeez. It's gone up a lot. We used to get a quarter.
Kim's dog's looking for the dogs. She thinks she's being attacked by a pack. Oh my goodness. When I play guitar with the harmonica.
That happens when we watch movies.
Yeah, same with Gail, all the dogs. All of a sudden, everybody listening, that's why. See,
they're communicating. They're
the reason we did this.
circle.
We are doing an experiment of how something can spread.
Yuki, come.
So this is like the dogs are explaining how the coronavirus can spread amongst people through sound. If you're close enough to hear it, you can get it. Oh, here comes Yuki now.
Yuki's
We'll hold the troublemaker.
We'll hold the troublemaker.
Come on, Yuki, get in the screen. There she is.
Hi, everybody.
Benny's upset. So yeah, the tooth fairy. The American tooth fairy, on average, gives out $3.70 per tooth. So I'm thinking that sometimes the tooth fairy drops $5, sometimes the tooth fairy drops $2, and there's your average.
Wow.
There's your average. I think 2 to 5. I don't know what we got. I don't know what
I got a quarter.
Tooth fairy gave you a quarter.
Quarter.
I don't think.
And I think candy.
What?
We used to put it in a sock under our pillow, and she'd put in a
the
couple
tooth.
candies. Yeah, she put in a couple candies and a quarter, or he.
Today, the tooth fairy could be a guy.
I think he needs to go out.
Well, the dog wants out.
I'll be right back.
Benny does not want out. Benny does not want out. Benny likes to be the first one out the door because Charlie, the biggest dog we have, which is 30 pounds or 25 pounds bigger than Benny, is afraid to go out if Benny's outside. That snow is ugly out there. So I'm going to go through a few more of these questions because I thought some of them were pretty good, but I just got to find the good ones. I didn't. Oh my God, I can't read that one. It doesn't go good with what we're discussing. So today Lisa decided that she was going to have. She sits on the couch with a whole bag of Lay's barbecue chips. $20 for a front tooth. $5. Well, $5 according to this list is above the American, but then again, $5 Canadian is probably $3.70 American. So you're probably giving the American average there at Tooth Fairy in Canada. $2. Julie gets $2. Yeah, a whole bag, Diane. A whole bag of Lay's potato chips.
I didn't eat the whole bag.
No wonder we feel like crap today.
You had half a bag.
I didn't have half the bag, but I had a portion.
I put half a bag in your bowl.
Why do you bring this stuff into the house?
We have 2 separate bowls. Because I thought if we're in lockdown, I need to have barbecue potato chips.
Oh my God. That's why I feel crappy, because I've eaten the barbecue chips.
Nobody forced them down.
I have to go back on the keto, or it's going to be... So the other thing is, like, working out. I think we have to be careful working out, too. I mean, I think everyone's going to get freaking lazy, and everyone's going to put on some weight now. But I think we have to watch working out, because you don't want to burn yourself out too much. You bring your immune system down.
Yes, Mark ate chips, Julie.
Oh, it's gone to pot here. I'm telling you, it's terrible. But tonight we're not having Corona chips, Corona carbs, Corona carbs. Yeah, it's gonna change, and But we're making. Oh, we have a loaf of bread still sitting on the counter, and we're having a pizza party Thursday night. So that after Thursday, that's it. No more carb. After this week. Next week.
He said that last week.
Next week.
He said that last week.
Next week, we are going keto.
Are we?
I am. I'm going keto next week. And I've done 2 bike rides this week. I didn't go again today.
You're touching your face. Stop touching your face.
I haven't. What do you mean?
You can't touch your face. It doesn't matter.
In your own house?
Anywhere.
You're kidding me.
You could have germs that you brought in from when you went to
the
liquor
screwed
store.
then.
Don't touch your bloody face.
Hi, I'll have a mask on. Antipasto, yeah, I know I need to pick it up. Daniela's got a jar sitting on her porch. The expiry date's probably passing. I'm gonna sell it on. I'm gonna sell that jar in a week. I'll sell it back to Danielle when she's ran out of stuff. She's right. Don't touch. Oh, Diane, don't start on me. You guys are tough. I know, I'm terrible.
As he touches his face again.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
That's right. See? You come to my defense. Now you know. Look, Charlie, Dad, you okay? Dad, you okay? Dad. They want to go for a walk. Yes, Diane, that's it. No more coffee for you. Yeah, fresh jar. I'm coming.
Diane, I'm the one that's supposed to be bringing your coffee to you. Remember?
Right. Look, Charlie just ripped my thinking I was okay. He did more damage. So yeah, I can't walk in this. Now the thing, you can still walk your dog though, right? As long as you keep distance, you still walk. We don't have that kind of lockdown yet, so we're okay. So 65% of autistic kids are left-handed, and only 10% of the people in general are left-handed. Well, I am left-handed. I am a left-handed person.
So what does that make you?
No, you can chirp up, Diane. It's okay. I'm a big boy. Oh, Joanne's got a question.
Told her I'm the one that brings her.
Uh-oh, Joanne's got it. We got a caller on line 1 here. Hi, Joanne. Go ahead with your question, please.
Hi, Boo.
Did you watch the Red Green show? And if so, did Lisa like it? Well, I showed her a little clip of it. There was one where the guy, Red Green, was showing you how to lose weight. If you had to go to the doctor, he showed you how to take like one of those rubber dinghy things, duck things, and you put it in your pants and you fill it up with helium or one of those lighter than air gases, and you can take 15 pounds off when you step on the scale. It was pretty funny. But
that was funny, but I don't think I could watch a whole show.
No? We didn't really get into it.
Yeah, it's more of a guy.
It's Canadian humor is funny. I like British humor. You can give me all kinds of British humor. Canadian humor, like I never really got corner gas. I didn't get a lot of the Canadian humor. So that's probably not going to fly. We're not going to be watching that. But good comedy is hard to find. Maybe we should talk about good comedy. Anyone seen any good comedy? But comedy is so, again, it's so personal, I think. Dave Chappelle. I like Dave Chappelle. I love Joe Rogan's stuff. I like Joe Rogan's podcast stuff even more than his
Oh, Miss
stand-up.
Brown Boys. That's
Miss
funny.
Brown Boys was very good.
That was funny.
Ricky Gervais has a good movie out called Special Correspondence. It's pretty funny. It's pretty clean. It's a good movie.
That's true.
That was pretty
Paula
funny.
said.
Yeah, British crime is great. I mean, those British know how to commit the best crime.
And British humor shows.
Luther was good.
Yeah.
And what was the other one we watched? Call of Duty. No, Tour of Duty. The one with the that was a good one too. Yeah. Yeah, I need a good comedy. Man, we watched them all. I haven't seen anything good come on.
Maybe
Maybe we get some suggestions. Good. The Legend of Barney Thompson. Is that a comedy or Legend of?
Should write it down.
Yeah, season 5, right? Is that season 5, Luther? I think it was. He has what is his name? Idis Alber. He tested positive for
Oh, did he really?
for the coronavirus, but he's in a good Get Up Charlie. I think it's called is a good comedy. Remember Get Up Charlie where he's the DJ, and he used to be a DJ in his days. In his early days, but Get Up Charlie it's called. So if you want a good Canadian comedy, Get Up Charlie. But yeah, I need a good laugh. But you know what? You don't need comedies when you got guys from India calling you, trying to tell you that you've committed crimes from CRA. If I could do that all night. I could talk to those guys all freaking night.
He gets so upset when I hang up right away.
I could have had that. It's like when you get a call from one of those scammers and you hang up, it's like you had one piece of cake left and you threw it out without offering it to me. That's what it feels like. I could have had that.
Oh, good God.
Yeah.
Well, nobody's calling right now, so.
Remember, you know who's funny? If you want something funny, who's the guy who plays the little kid online? He says his name's Tim, and he calls up. Remember, he calls up the flower shop, and he wants to buy some flowers for his girlfriend.
Shows, yeah.
Yeah, he
That's
does. He does a
funny.
very kid voice. He's called.
He was confused, the poor man.
Yeah, I really like that one. Oh, geez, yeah. I don't know his name, but if you look up Timmy, his name is, and he calls up and he says he wants to buy his girlfriend flowers, but he's only got like 27p. That's pretty good. Duck cleaning call. I haven't had a duck cleaning call. Oh, you don't like the guy?
Oh, I think he's so
he's
funny.
awesome. Yeah, we've watched a lot of his little gags. Yeah, TV shows. Good, funny TV show. There's lots of Netflix has a lot of stand-up stuff, but
I have no ducks, but I have chickens.
I have no ducks, but I have chickens.
That's a good one. I like that one, actually.
Apparently, autocorrect thinks I have a lot of ducks.
Tiny Tim.
Is he called Tiny Tim? Yeah, I like Tiny Tim. So what else we got on our list? Oh, Roma Downey. Do you know what show Roma Downey was in? She's 59 years old. She was in Touched by an Angel. And she played the mother of Jesus in the Bible too. And and she was in the Son of God. Oh, she does a lot of that kind of like spiritual show stuff. She married the Survivor producer, Mark Burnett. Did anyone watch Survivor? I was never a big fan of Survivor. We never watched Survivor, did you? Were a big fan of Bachelor.
Oh, for a little bit.
So I watched some of that with you. So I guess I was like Survivor.
I got tired.
I survived through a few episodes of that. That was freaking awful. Bachelor, Bachelorette, all those shows.
Yeah,
oh my God. That's what's wrong with society, those shows.
All those people wanting to date the one person.
Yeah, talk about spreading a virus. Oh my God. That was just terrible. What kind of... It's so ethically wrong that somebody would go on a show... Actually, someone would have a show where someone's going to date all these people to find out which one they want. Talk about trying things on.
Well, people want want to be famous.
Oh, Diane love. What show do you love? Bachelor or Survivor? You should be the virus. Me, I want you. Probably have to. You probably have to. You probably have to take a test to go on that show, and you should have to take a test when you're coming off it. There's actually a fantastic show, and I don't think you can find it anymore. Remember that show we watched, Joe Schmo?
Mm.
That was the best reality show ever. Did anybody watch it? What they did was they did a cast in the U.S.
Oh, Angel. Diane was talking about Angel, the show.
Love is Blind on Netflix is the worst. Oh,
Oh, I
my
watched
goodness.
that.
Lisa liked it.
It was like a train wreck waiting to happen.
But there is a fantastic show. It was called Joe Schmo. And it was all set up except for one guy on the show who thought it was real. Everyone on the show, so it was a reality show to try to win money and prizes. And the whole cast, everybody, the directors and everything were in on it. And the one guy that the show was based around, he thought it was actually a real reality show. And it was absolutely phenomenal. So every challenge they had, because this guy had to tell about himself. They even asked him, for example, train wreck show. But what they did, one scene was they had one of the women in the one of the actors in the show was walking around in this bikini, and one of the things he had to do was to be handcuffed to her, and they let him in a pool. They were sitting in a pool, and at the same time, while they were in the pool handcuffed, they said they're going to make an exception. They let her fiance come in, or not fiance, but her boyfriend, who came in with a guitar and started singing a song, and then he proposes to her. So she goes to get out of the water, but he doesn't want to get out of the water because he's handcuffed to her. And then it just starts going so downhill. It is amazing how they did it. If you could find this show out there, it was called Joe Schmo. It is absolutely phenomenal. The pranks they pulled on this guy, it was amazing. And at the end, I can honestly say I was teary-eyed when it ended. It was so good. What they did at the end, where they all came together, it was amazing. So Joe Schmo. I should see if we can find that. I would watch it again. It was just funny stuff. But yeah, Joe Schmo.
I'm sure it's out there somewhere.
Birthdays.
Not mine.
No. But what dates any dates coming? So where are we at now? May, what is it, March 23rd. I think, March 21st, which was 2 days ago, was somewhat of an anniversary. It would have been 1973, 37 years, 47 years since we came to Canada.
Wow.
43 years. 43 years. Hold on, when did we come here?
You're doing really bad with numbers.
73.
This
73,
Ask
I
your
think.
Sister.
My mom, if my mom was here, she'd say.
Your mom's not on.
Oh, my mom. So my mom and dad's anniversary would have been today. In Canada, I think. Yeah, we came in 73 to Canada, March 21st.
Mom said
47 years ago. Well, that's right. See, I was thinking.
Julie said 43.
Hold on, I was doing the math
47.
based on the fact I was 50, but I'm 55. So if you
nice
add
try.
5, if you add 5 onto my calculation,
Nice
or take 5
try.
off or something. So yeah, wow, Canada, been in Canada. So maybe I should think of a story.
Oh, jeez. I'm sure you have many.
What story could I tell?
I don't know.
Oh my God,
I've heard.
what story? We
I've
told
heard
some
all
on
your
our other
stories.
podcasts. If you want to see some of our previous podcasts, you can go to Caffeinated Couple on your podcast streaming. You can subscribe to there, because we've got about 7 or 8 up there where we're sitting talking, and Lisa's taking shots at me. So if you like seeing me take shots, you can tune in over there. But yeah, so we haven't done those because we've been doing this, and this is different. So, nowadays millionaires with just $1 million isn't considered wealthy anymore. Jesus, are you serious? That's like a tidbit of factual information. In 1325, two Italian city-states fought over a bucket which resulted in 2,000 deaths. It started when two soldiers stole a bucket from a well from the city center. Oh my goodness. Oh. There is no period in Dr. Pepper. It was removed because the old logo font made
Mark
it
is
look
not a
like
Canadian yet, Julie.
D.I. Pepper. I see. You have to actually read that one to see it. No, I'm not a Canadian, actually. I'm not a Canadian. Though I've been here forever.
Look, where it froze, it looked like Yuki was sticking her tongue out at you.
She's looking at me going, Dad, you're the great. Oh, you're the best. Oh, you can't touch my face, Yuki. Sorry. Because you could touch Mummy's face, and then I think we're good. Those headaches are just because we're tired. We're up late at night now. We've been staying up too late. That's one thing we've been doing. And I'm a big advocate of
Oh.
Johnny Cash took 3 voice lessons before his teacher advised him to stop taking lessons and to never deviate from his natural voice.
Interesting.
What was that? Thanks, Lisa.
I answered her question.
Oh. Well, I was going to get my citizenship. Here's the story. I was going to get my citizenship, and I had given my paperwork to my mother. For some reason, my mom said she needed it. I think she was going to fill out all the papers. I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember. But I gave her all the papers, and then she needed them for her documentation, I think. So I gave them to my mom. Well, she gave them back to me in some papers and stuff like that, and it was a long time ago. It was like mid 2000. And I put them on a counter here. Now, I think what happened was some newspapers got set down on top of them. And then they were put in the recycling bin. Went my British passport, my British immigration papers, my landed immigrant, everything was gone. And I don't know how much. I think I had to pay $170 to get.
Hi, Allison.
I had to pay like $170 to get something back. I was a disaster. So then I went to get my citizenship. Yeah, Dave, there you go. So then I went to get my citizenship. So I filled out all the paperwork. It was like 3 years ago. I was going through all this. I sent it up, but then they said they needed proof of my high school diploma, that I finished high school. So I called up the government and I said, listen, I don't have it. I don't have my, what do they give you? Your certificate or whatever from graduating grade 12. So I said, is it okay if I just write a letter and explain what schools I went to? I'm from England. I speak English and da-da-da-da and all that. So I did all that, sent all the papers in, and they sent it back saying they wouldn't accept it because I had no certificate in there saying that I had my high school.
Or wasn't it something about speaking English or
reading
English?
It was the only way I could prove that I was English speaking, or I don't know.
You're from England.
It was absolutely ridiculous. So I ended up having to then get a transcript, which I could get from Scarborough, from the City of Scarborough office. And I went online, I filled out all the information, I sent it in, I did a visa thing for like $25 for that piece of paper, and it never came in the mail, I never got it. So since I never got it, at that point I just kind of, typical me, just said, put it on the shelf. So I put it on the shelf. So I've been meaning to do it. So I don't know if now's the time to do it. I don't think now's the time to do it. We might have to wait. So, but I have been trying to do it. I keep getting stopped with stupid crap.
Right now, you can't do it.
Kevin is here. Kevin is on isolation. He just got back from Colombia doing a tour of the world, and but he's in isolation at home.
Well, aren't we all?
No, but he's in quarantine because, isolation, I guess, technically isolation because, I guess
he can't go out.
They're telling him not to go out, where we could go to the liquor store or the grocery store, but he can't go anywhere. Yeah. These retired folks, I'm telling you. Yep. So he went dashing off around the world, but
Around the
now
world.
he's paying the price. Now he's locked inside again. But I think though Kevin could tell us, um,
Doug Ford
Dougie.
has to shut us
But
down.
but Kevin, weren't didn't you fly into Colombia, and when you got to Colombia, you were isolated in your hotel. They weren't letting anyone out.
No,
So
that was
the last part of the trip.
yeah.
The last part of the trip. So I think you came home on a. Well, we could. We have 4 dogs, so you could give us maybe dog health advice over the.
That's it.
Look at Yuki falling asleep.
Oh, you centered her out, and now she's like, oh, now I can't close my eyes.
Can you do? Maybe Kevin can do psychiatric therapy for our dogs online.
They have no problem
Oh.
laying on a couch.
See, you could. Would they let you go to? They wouldn't. Would they let you go to the beach, or were you actually quarantined to your room? That's what I'd like to know. Because if you're at a resort and they say you can't leave, everybody in there. But okay. Here's something that's really I thought of the other day, and I didn't mention it. But if you if you live in a basement apartment, okay. So if you live in a basement apartment in a lot of houses, because I do a lot of home renos, so I know a lot of times in houses where they even legal basement apartments, the heating ducts are all connected. So what's happening is in houses where you have a basement apartment or even a duplex or even a triplex, all the air in a triplex is being circulated through the furnace through the house again because all the cold they got one furnace and it's heating the whole place. So I think that's something to think about. If you were staying, let's say for example, you're in a rental basement apartment and you're doing lockdown, but the people upstairs are not doing lockdown. They're going out and they're whatever, or let's say they're socializing with people upstairs. You don't agree with it. You're locking yourself in your apartment. But the thing is, in a house like that, the air is going through the cold air return into the furnace and back out.
Joanne said she has baseboard heating.
Yeah, baseboard heating, you're okay. So you've got baseboards, but a lot of places do have forced air gas or forced air
And
gas.
Diane said that the beer store and the LCBO will be left open. It was just on the news.
I knew it. And we were discussing that earlier because you can't, there's a lot of people in this country that are alcoholics, and you can't take that away from them. I've worked in beer stores. I've done beer store renovations, and I've seen people lining up at 10 o'clock in the morning, look getting their beer in really rough shape. So
Well,
and
didn't you say the
and
people down the road, the ones that gather and have their beers in the
well,
garage, are
listen, down the
still?
street, we have a house on our street that all week, I haven't been out today with the dogs, but all week there's been about 6 or 7 guys all drinking beer in someone's garage. And I'm like, you know, those guys, okay, that's fine. But the problem is they're going to go in and get groceries eventually. But they're all, they're not taking those extra precautions. And so that's terrible. But yeah, so there's a lot of things like that. So there's, keeping yourself safe. And right now you need your heat on.
Of course.
Right. And I've seen basement apartments where a lot of times you can't, if you're in the basement apartment, the thermostat's upstairs. So you don't even have control over it. I mean, you start shutting off the vents and stuff like that. So these are little things you don't think about when something like this happens. So it's, even more stress for people. This is interesting. Although GPS is a free service for the world to use, it costs $2 million a day to operate. The money comes from the American tax revenue. So, GPS, I knew it was American. I knew it was an American ran program, but it is paid for $2 million a day. So it's, wow. That's pretty. That's an interesting thing. So, the Americans pay for GPS. What's
Exactly, Diane.
you know what's interesting? So, if the Americans get attacked by somebody and they're using GPS to guide missiles, the Americans are paying for that service to be attacked from. Isn't that crazy? But because I think GPS was initially created as a war defense system or an attack system. Yeah. Very interesting. I was neat. I didn't read these first, as you can tell, because it's more fun if I don't. Oh, this is interesting. Number 64 on my list. People who post their fitness routine to Facebook are more likely to have psychological problems.
Well, that explains a lot, doesn't it?
Well, I don't. Do I put my
You
routine
do,
up? I do.
yeah.
I've been
Actually,
telling
Greg
people.
does too. Greg does it as well.
No, but that's Strava.
The same thing.
No, that's not Facebook. Facebook. Like Strava is for your friends. So what it does is kind of like some people are having like little competitions amongst everyone. But yeah, So if you post your workout routines to Facebook, there's a good chance you're going to have psychological problems.
He's got psychological problems.
Oh, I do. I'm the first. Listen, I've been working on my psychological problems. I'm self. What's the word? Self-analyzing? No, self-treating. No, I've diagnosed myself. I'm treating myself.
Oh, good.
I'm giving myself self-therapy.
Oh, so glad.
I do. I give myself. I do. I do self-therapy. People don't know that. I do. I spend a lot of time seeing where I've gone wrong.
Laying on the couch talking to yourself.
Yeah, I put my feet up. I do frequently do a session. I'm going to do one right after this too. I'm going to have a session. I'm going to do a session. I think but okay, this is serious.
I would like to know what the word fitness means.
Oh, fitness? It's something you do. Well, Tim, there's something. Remember, Tim and I were going to do. What was it? The butter tart tour. When I was riding my bike a lot, we were going to do a butter tart tour. Tim and I. And Tim is a lover of butter tarts. So what we were going to do is we were going to get one of those wagon things, and we were going to put it behind my bike, and we were going to hit about 3 or 4 different stops for butter tarts, and he was going to eat them all. He was going to eat all the butter tarts. We should still do that.
Is he going to ride behind you?
We could.
Chasing the butter tarts?
We would have to have like a 6-foot rope now if we did it.
Yeah.
Because you have to be like spaced.
Tim said, yeah.
Tim would do it. Tim would be right in there like a dirty shirt for a butter tart. You would be amazed what Tim would do for a butter tart.
Oh, jeez.
You know that loaf of bread we made for Tim the other day?
Mm.
Kelly only got 1 slice.
Tim.
And it got to the point where Kelly ended up making a loaf of bread.
For herself?
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah. Poor
Not
Kelly.
Very nice, not sharing. Tim would
Oh my God.
Tim would like to be on the wagon.
On the wagon. Tim, that's good. I love it. Oh, this is great. Actually, I got it. Did I tell it? I did tell a story, didn't I? What was my story today? Oh, jeez. What was my story? I did tell a story. I was going to tell a story. I usually end with a funny story of the past. The other day I did
I'm sure you have a funny story.
Of my life. I told one on our podcast before, but I don't tell that one again. Funny stories. Oh, there was one when I did a job. I was doing a job, and there was a lady, the nanny that looked after the kids, ended up telling me that she was in love with me. I was like 22 years old, and I was working in a house, and I was doing a reno. My dad and I were doing renos at the time, and we were pretty busy, so my dad had me finish off this one house, and these people were in a bit of a hurry for it because they had their nanny living there. I think he was a movie director living in Pickering. And he needed his basement renovated, so he had more space in this massive house he had, but he needed a room for his nanny. So the first job was to get the room done. So me being the real nice, sweet guy I am, was always friendly and talking and chatting with her and stuff like that. So I think she maybe took it the wrong way She had lived in Canada. She come from Jamaica, and she lived with her brother and sister here in Canada. So one day it was raining out, and she would go and back to her brother and sister or her brother's house afterwards. So one day I offered her a ride. So I gave her a ride to the bus or somewhere. So I gave her the ride. So she must have thought, I thought it was just a nice gesture. Anyways, one day she was making dinner or lunch for the kids, and she asked me if I wanted some, and I said yes. So I had lunch. So then one day she came down and she asked me what my sign was, which is Gemini. That was one day. And then the next day, the kids came running downstairs. And they were at the bottom of the stairs. And then they started going, Marky baby, and they ran upstairs. So I guess she was talking to the kids about me now. Well, I was like 21, 22 at the time. So I remember she would come down and start talking. And then one day she came down and she asked me how old I was. She had no idea how old I was. And then one day I was leave. So one day it was a Friday. I was leaving to go home, and I came up the stairs, and I noticed she was sitting right on the landing. So the stairs came up. There was a landing. You had to turn and then go up the next set of stairs. And she's sitting there in a chair. And as I got closer, I went to turn, and she jumped up in front of me, and she grabbed both my hands. Like, you talk about assault. She grabbed both my hands, and she was a big girl, and she was holding on pretty tight to me, and I had no freaking idea what to do. So then I pushed her hands away. I don't touch me, and I went up the stairs and left. So the next day, she wasn't there. It was Saturday, Sunday. The couple was home. So I went over there and I was working, and I said to the husband, I said, I need to talk to you about something.
You told your dad first.
No, I was driving home, and I was driving home, and he was coming the other way. This is what it's like back then. He's driving the other way, and I pulled up beside him, and I wound down the window, and I said, Dad, you wouldn't believe what happened. This woman started telling me she loves me, and she grabbed me. So he starts laughing at me. I said, you're going to have to go back and finish this job. I'm not going back there. So I go back the next day, and I said to the husband, I said, listen, I got to talk to you about something that happened yesterday because I feel really uncomfortable. So I said, listen, yesterday, this had all happened. I said, your nanny the kid's nanny had grabbed me and said she loves me. So he starts laughing, and he says, oh, this woman, she probably hasn't had a guy in about 8 months. Like, this guy thought it was a freaking joke. Well, then the wife comes down. He starts telling the wife, and he's doing it laughing. As he's doing this, the kids run down the stairs. I kid you not. The kids run down the stairs, and they go, Marky baby, Marky baby. And I'm telling you, you should have seen the mother's face. And I said, there you go. And I never saw the woman again there.
You got her fired.
Oh, you can't do stuff like that. You imagine that today?
You got her fired.
You imagine?
That's horrible.
That was the first Me Too incident.
Oh, you got her. I didn't know you got her fired. Jeez.
What are you saying? I should have gone along with it?
No.
What do you think I am?
You got her fired.
She was like freaking Harvey Weinstein. Was terrible. That was yeah. I can't believe I had to go through that.
Oh.
It was assault.
Was it?
It was sexual harassment. I am a survivor.
Oh, God.
I am. There's an honest, true story.
Oh,
I swear that it's true. Every detail in that story is true. Yeah. Yeah. True story, every word of that, and I'll never forget it. It was unbelievable.
There you go.
But when she grabbed me, I was like, oh, I'm dead. Then I got scared. That's why I got scared, because she could have said anything, right?
Yuki's not impressed.
Yuki only wants one thing, attention. Anyways, listen, I've had a good laugh.
It was fun.
And you know what Lisa does? Lisa watches this back after. It's funny because Lisa will watch this back, and I just hear her with the headphones on laughing her head off. So I'd like to thank everybody for commenting, joining us, having fun with us. That's why we do it. We have a laugh.
Yeah, it's
and
a little social.
And Lisa, I can direct my stories at somebody else, not Lisa.
And I can do it in my pajamas.
I'll have another story tomorrow. And we have pizza party Thursday night. So make a pizza. Find a pizza. Even if you can't make a pizza, grab like a freaking slice of white bread, put some sauce on it. Ketchup will work. Make a
Ew.
pizza.
That's so wrong.
People are gonna have to learn this. We're gonna start doing survival cooking classes soon. We're gonna do survival cooking classes. Mark and Lee,
Mark
Mark
survival
survival
cooking
cooking
classes,
class.
and then Lisa
You're
survival cooking classes.
you're in for a real treat Thursday night. Anyways, we're gonna sign off. I'm gonna go back finish my video because it's gonna come out tomorrow for Rory Talon. Amazing song. It's really good. I really like it. Tremendous singer. So we're gonna go. We'll be back tomorrow. If you have any questions you want us or anything you want to tell us, anything you want to promote, if you know somebody who's doing a good deed, then send us some. Who doesn't like pizza? Oh, there's always one.
You don't like pizza?
Well, the pizza could be anything. You could make something and just call it a pizza.
Oh, I love pizza.
How can you not like pizza?
I don't know. It's your sister.
My sister.
My sister likes pizza.
Well, your sisters are wacky too, though. My sisters are wacky.
My sister?
Your sister? Uh-oh. It got a little difficult there. Anyways, we're going to sign out. We're going to go. We're going to see you all tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. And sooner or later, I'm going to learn how to turn this off real quick. I don't know what I did there. See you. Bye.
Bye.